Hi, everybody. I'm Ross the Boss, and welcome to Week 7 NFL Football 2022. I'm Ross the Boss, and I'm here on MFSN. Yeah, and I'm here to take questions. If you have fantasy questions, who I should start, who I should cut, who I should pick up this week, I'll be talking about it right here. If you have questions about the NFL, anything football related, even CFL, Canadian football, yeah, I know that too. And I'm Ross the Boss. So this week, week 7, I thought it was a fun week of football. A lot of great upsets. We're going to talk about it right now. Some major injuries too, which we'll get into, and how you should do your fantasy team and how you should adjust. I want to hear about your team, what your record is. Tell me everything. I'm here. I'm Ross the Boss. Just tell me everything. I'm ready. Yeah. So welcome. So last week, some great games. Let's just go over a few of the games that I enjoyed that I thought were interesting games that were upsets. First one that wasn't really an upset, but the Chiefs and Bills, classic game. Not as good as the game they played during the playoffs, but it was a good game. I thought it'd be a little more high scoring. It was more in the under, if you know what I mean. But doesn't matter. Great game. Josh Allen shows why he's all pro, why he should be the first quarterback taken in fantasy football. He played great. Mahomes, I thought, was a little shaky. Interception to at the end. That's not Mahomes like. Buffalo's defense looked good. I think they're for real. Again, I think they're going to be the team to beat in the AFC. It's going to be tough for the Bengals to repeat, but we'll see what happens. Steelers beat the Tampa Bay Bucs. Huge upset. I mean, who in the hell thought the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will go to Pittsburgh and lose with Tom Brady, the GOAT? Big upset? You bet. 8-point upset? Yeah. We got a question. Pratham, how are you, man? Would you trade D-Hop for? He's coming back this week. I'm excited he's back. D-Hop was suspended for steroids. I'm excited the guy's back. I don't know. I don't think he's worth that much right now because he's in play. I mean, how do you trade him? I mean, this guy he's not that big. He's only like 6'1". And he's like 210, 215, but his hands are the best in the league. And with Hollywood Brown out for a few weeks now, and now D-Hop coming in, I would not trade him right now unless some idiot makes you a stupid offer. But if for who? It would be like a top tier 2, a top tier 3 receiver. Again, I don't think I would trade Christian Kirk for him. I don't think I would trade I don't think I would trade Mike Williams for him. Right now I would hold on to him. Hold on to him, see what he does this week. I think Murray's going to play a lot better. He's playing horrible right now. I think D-Hop's going to revitalize that offense, especially with Connor coming back. I'm Ross the Boss. So there you go. So I was talking about the Steelers, Tampa Bay, big upset. Steelers, Tompkins is unbelievable. Mike Evans. Okay, Prather, you asked me, Mike Evans, every year he played in the league, over 1,000 yards receiving. He's unbelievable. So yes, Mike Evans. You mean trade him for Mike Evans? I would trade Mike Evans straight up for D-Hop. Yes, if somebody wants to do that deal, I would get Mike Evans. That's a tier 2 wide receiver I was talking about. Yes, I'm trying to get him from someone. Yes, do the deal, press accept or make the offer. I'm curious what happens. Let us know. The other game I loved watching, I'm a Bengal fan, as we all know. We talk about the Bengals every week. I'm going to the Bengal game on Sunday. I'll be in Cincinnati for the Atlanta game. And I'm excited about that. Bengals Saints, great game. The Bengals look like they're ready to roll. That Superdome where they play, I don't think Burrow can lose in that place. He won the national championship there. He beat the Saints last week. He's unbelievable. We've got a question from Gary. A.J. Brown, Damian Pierce, and Najee Harris, who did a little better last week. For Greg, go back to it. For Fournette, Justin Jefferson, fair trade. Ha. I'd rather have Fournette and Justin Jefferson. Najee Harris is a mediocre running back at best. Damian Pierce, I like him. A.J. Brown is not consistent. Justin Jefferson and Fournette I'd rather have those two than those other three. It's a very lopsided trade, actually. But if you can do that trade and get Justin Jefferson, do it now. Press accept. Jamar Chase, yes, Dax, he is number one. He's going to be unbelievable on Sunday. Huge game. But you got to ask a question. It's not a question. It's a statement. Jamar Chase, number one. He's not the number one receiver in fantasy, though. That goes to Cooper Kupp. Sorry, Dax. Tom Brady blew off Friday practice and Saturday morning run through to go to a wedding, to go to Robert Kraft's wedding. He was 81 years old, marrying a lady who's in her 50s, no age difference. What's your thoughts on that? Tell me what you guys think about that. My theory is this. I mean, the guy is 45. Brady's played for over 20 years. I think he can miss a run through. I don't think it matters. I think he's so mentally messed up this year because of his divorce. I think it's like probably a good thing he went out of town, but that's me, to just get his mind off stuff. But Brady's playing on a team that's not as good as they should be. They're hurt. They're injured. His head's messed up. So I don't think it's a bad thing. People are ridiculing him for missing practice, but he's played for over 20 years. Who cares? Gary, I'm trying. Ha ha ha. Thanks for the advice. You got it, pal. Any fantasy questions? I'll answer them right now. I'm ready. Big week this week. Tua for the Miami Dolphins is coming back. And so is Dak Prescott coming back for the Dallas Cowboys. I think Tua is going to he's going to have a great week this week. I feel Miami's going to do well. I think Tua is going to destroy the Pittsburgh defense, and I feel that Miami is going to be revitalized now with Tua back in the lineup. That's me talking. I think you'll see the Dolphins you saw the first 3 weeks, and then Dak Prescott. As you know, I'm not a huge Dak Prescott fan, but I think that he'll be fine. I mean, he was the number one quarterback for a few weeks in the NFL last year. I mean, he was great, but he doesn't have those weapons like he had last year. Cooper's gone and Schultz is not 100%. So I don't love Dak coming back next week. I think he'll be fine, but I do love Tua. Any questions? Don't be afraid to ask. I'm here. Another question, I'm reading a question right now. I don't think I don't think I will ask that. But the Green Bay Packers at home last week lost to the Jets. Jets 4-2. I think they're done. I mean, I really think the Green Bay Packers are not going to make the playoffs. I don't think Aaron Rodgers wants to play in Green Bay anymore. I think he's done there. I don't know. He might retire. He might play in another team next year. I don't know, but he has no receivers. Aaron Jones wastes a pick in fantasy football, doing nothing. Dylan's doing nothing. To lose to the Jets in Green Bay is, I don't want to say it's bad, but it's not that good. So let me know what you guys think of Aaron Rodgers. His fantasy value is way down. I mean, I feel bad. I was not high on him to begin with. He lost his major weapon of Devontae Adams to start the year because he went to the Raiders. And it shows too. Like, look at Kansas City with Tyreek Hill. I mean, no Tyreek Hill in Kansas City, and Kansas City is they're not the same offense like they were. I mean, Tyreek Hill is like a huge fantasy receiver, and so is Waddle. These guys are unbelievable. I could throw the ball to those guys and have 300 yards. Those guys are that good, So, yes, I mean, people. I get so many emails about the Giants. Are they for real? Yeah, they're for real. They're 5-1, and yeah, they're for real. They're playing great football in both New York teams. Daniel Jones, he's not like losing games for him. He's just playing so they don't lose, but he'll have some big games. I mean, Daniel Jones is a real deal. And fantasy wise, if you have some bye weeks are coming, people have bye weeks. They're going to happen. They're starting up already. They started last week, and you're going to need some quarterbacks. Daniel Jones is not a bad guy to pick up. If you need a quarterback and they're playing, let's say they're playing a weak team, Daniel Jones is a good pickup. This guy runs, he passes, does everything. I just wish I had some more. I have a lot. I'm in a lot of leagues. I have Barkley in a few of my leagues, but not as many as I wish. What player do you wish you had more of? What share do you wish you drafted of a guy that you don't have much right now on your team? Let me know. My guy's Barkley. I have him like three out of the 20 teams. I have him like 3 or 4 leagues. I wish I had him like 10 or 12. I don't know why. I should have. The reason why is some of my leagues had him in this early second round. I thought he was late second round, third round. But right now, if you were drafting, he'd be a first round pick. I mean, Barkley's playing great. Eagles 6-0. I mean, I know a lot of my friends are Eagles fans. I know they're on high, they're on a high rise right now, screaming. I mean, they're so happy about their team. The Eagles are just a good balanced team, good defense, good offense, good special teams. I mean, Jalen Hurts. I mean, this guy is the real deal. He runs, he passes, he does everything. And I remember like Alabama. Remember when he was playing for Alabama and he had a transfer because they told him he's not going to start? And I think they ended up playing Tua. I get it. But I mean, I just remember him like all upset. Like I think he played with Oklahoma, I think he played at. But I remember he transferred. He was really upset. He was pissed. His whole family was mad. I mean, remember his dad and his mom. It was a horrible thing. But he transferred. He turned out great. I mean, now he'll probably be one of the highest paid quarterbacks when his contract's done. But Jalen Hurts is the real deal. How far do you think Eagles can go? Do you think they'll be undefeated? They're not going to go 17-0. There's no way. I say they go till. I say they'll be 8-0 and they'll lose after the 8th game. That's my prediction. We'll see. I don't know. It'd be kind of fun if they went 17-0. I'm getting tired of the whole Miami Dolphins thing about, you can't never know when team's going to ever go undefeated. Yeah, team's going to be undefeated someday. We'll see it in my lifetime. Don't worry. Key injuries this week. Biggest injury this week, I think, is Hollywood Brown. He was playing great for Arizona. I mean, big bright spot. He was like 12 to 14 targets a game. And now he's gone. D-Hop is filling in. Rondale Moore of Arizona is going to get some more targets too. I like him a lot. And they also got Robbie Anderson from Arizona, from Carolina, who decided to get in a big shouting match during the game with the coach, and they threw him out of the game. Carolina did, and the next day they traded him to Arizona. Let me know what your thoughts are there. Hollywood Brown's going to be out for 4 to 6 weeks. No surgery needed, but I'm sure a lot of you people watching have him in your fantasy team. Do you pick up Rondale Moore? I probably would. I probably would pick up him. I'm not a big Robbie Anderson guy, but I may pick up him too. If you need a receiver, I think both those guys are going to their value is going to go up a lot. I think D-Hop's going to be used a lot too. So I think all 3 of those receivers, I think, will be used a lot. The big disappointment in Arizona is AJ Green. He's done nothing this year. AJ Green has done nothing. Big disappointment. I thought he would have like a good year. That's not happening. Another guy that's Randall Cobb of Green Bay. He is out for a while. High ankle sprain for Randall Cobb for Green Bay. That's one of Aaron Rodgers' favorite guys. Now Robert Tonyan is going to increase some value. He got a lot of targets last week, and he's available in like 50% of the leagues. So if you need a tight end and Robert Tonyan's available, it's not a bad pickup. So I'm giving you an early waiver wire pickup. Pick up Robert Tonyan, tight end for Green Bay. I feel Aaron Rodgers is going to use him more and more as the season goes. I feel that. We'll see what happens. Kenny Pickett is hurt. He hurt his neck. I don't know if he's playing this week. Make sure you pay attention what's going on with his injury, if he's going to practice. Trubisky came in and won the game for Pittsburgh the other week against, when they played Tampa at home. Either quarterback. I mean, if you're in a 10-person league, you don't really need any of those quarterbacks. There's a lot of better guys to pick from. I love Pickett. Like if you're in a dynasty league, he's great, but not in a 10-person league. We got a question. Christopher Atwater, huge SEC fan. Huge. I know tight ends are unicorns. Well, some of them are, but keep going. Right now, outside of the top 3, who else besides Tonyan? Well, there's There's Everett. I love him. I love the Bengals tight end. I forgot his name, but Hurst. I love Hurst. He's terrific. I love Everett for the Chargers. Kittle's been a huge disappointment. Huge disappointment for Kittle. Tanya and Hill of the talking about a unicorn. I mean, he I start him in some leagues just because he can run for 3 touchdowns or he can run for 40 yards and that's it. But he's a guy that can huge games. But if you don't have Mark Andrews or Kelsey, it's kind of a guessing game with tight ends. You just have no idea who to pick up. But thanks for the question. This week, I do like Darren Waller for the Raiders. I do like him coming off the bye. I think Waller's going to have a huge week for the Raiders. So I doubt he's available in your league. But if you need to pick somebody up, I would pick up against Atlanta. I like the Cincinnati tight end, Hurst. Burrow loves throwing to him. He gets about 70 targets a game. I'll be at that game at Water. So I'll be wearing my Joe Burrow jersey, just so you know. Is Nick Chubb going to have a game this week or does he start to slow down? No, Nick Chubb, that's just some Dax. I'm related to him somehow. I don't know how, but some reason I'm related to him. Nick Chubb is the number 1 fantasy running back in fantasy football right now. He's 100 yards and a touchdown almost every game. I mean, he'll go against some tough defenses, but doesn't matter. They love running the ball in Cleveland. They have a great offensive line. So Nick Chubb, yes, if you have him in your league, congratulations. You have the number 1 running back in the league right now under Nick Chubb. And Kareem Hunt's not getting the ball. So don't worry about it. Just start Chubb every week and you're a winner, at least at running back position. Let's talk about waiver wire. So a lot of bye weeks coming up. I know you guys are scrambling to get quarterbacks. I only keep 1 quarterback on my roster if I'm in a 1-person league. Thanks, Chris. I will have fun in Cincinnati, Ohio. I'll be eating Skyline chili, and I'll be at Walt's on Sunday night, which is in Kentucky. It's one of the best restaurants in the country. Delicious. You can ask Dax Mark. Christopher Water, Cincinnati Saints was tough for me to watch, but nice job on the roster, boss. Yeah, I mean, again, the Bengals are getting back into they're 3-3. They could be 6-0. I mean, the games they lost were very close, but I feel Joe Burrow is coming back in where he was last year. I mean, this guy, T. Higgins is getting healthier. Jamar Chase is getting the ball more. Tyler Boyd is getting the ball. Joe Mixon, they're all getting the ball. And and their tight end, I love their new tight end they got from Arizona. He's great. So yes, I will have fun. No worries. Jimmy Garofalo, I love as a streamer this week. I like him. He's a top 14 quarterback every week when he starts. He's a top 14 guy. So if you need to pick up a quarterback this week, my first pickup would be Jimmy Garofalo. I know you guys are like, I don't want to pick him up, but if Tua's available, pick him up before Jimmy. Tua is playing at home and against Pittsburgh, and their DBs are not that good. And Tua is going to air it out to Hill and to Waddle. A little under 50% in Yahoo. I also like Goff, but I don't like the matchup against Dallas. I'm worried about that. But Goff's been really good this year. So those are 3 quarterbacks I gave you that you can fill in. If let's say you have Josh Allen. Josh Allen's not playing this week. So start one of the guys I gave you. Randy Miller, do you think Deontay Johnson is a buy? No receivers on the Steelers are a buy. Don't invest anything in any Steelers receivers. They're going back, I think, to Mark Trubisky this week. They spread the ball out. They have good receivers, Claypool and Pickens and Johnson. All these guys are good receivers, but they're not consistent. You know what I mean? There's no consistency. I did not draft 1 Steelers receiver during my drafts, not 1. On purpose, because I knew that it would not be a good investment. So no, that's not good. Should I trade Breece Hall, who I love, and Jamar Chase for Coop, who's the number 1 fantasy receiver, I feel, and Kenneth Walker the third? You didn't put third, but I said it. Full PPR. So Hall and Chase for Coop and Kent. Yes, I would do that deal. Seattle loves to run the ball. Walker gets the ball 80% of the time. Coop every week every week he's consistent. I love Jamar Chase, but I just think Coop is better. And Walker and Hall kind of cross each other out. So yes, I would do that deal. Absolutely. Some more streaming options just in case you have some bye weeks this week. I love Daniel Jones. They're at Jacksonville. That should be an easy one. What are my notes on my phone this morning? And Zach Wilson is at Denver. I like Zach Wilson. I like the Jets. I never thought I would say that in my lifetime. I like the Jets. I said it again. I can't believe it. But Zach Wilson's every week he's getting better. He looks good. So I gave you some, and a guy that I'm rooting for. I just love how this guy's like a third string quarterback, came from nowhere. Is this Bailey Zappi? I love this kid from New England. I love him, and he's threw for 300 yards last week. With the receivers that New England has, that's a miracle. I can't believe he did it. But Zappi, I love. They're playing Chicago. Chicago's defense. It's not the 86 Bears anymore, folks. He is going to have a great game. I love Zappi. If you play daily fantasy, make sure you start him in some leagues. You'll get him cheap, hopefully. But yes, I like Zappi. So let's go to the running backs. The big pickup this week, everybody's picking him up because they benched Melvin Gordon on Monday night. Latavius Murray, he's the big pickup this week. He had I think 16 carries, over 50 yards. He looked good. I mean, this guy's a machine. So tonight, a lot of people do waiver wire tonight. You do pickups tonight. Make sure you try to pick up Murray. Denver runs the ball a lot, and I think Murray's going to be their main guy. Another guy I like is Rashid White for Tampa. Not because Fournette is good, but he's going to get hurt. He's going to go down, and he's going to miss some games. So pick up White this week. Stash him. Don't start him. Stash him, and you'll thank me later. Ha ha. Big news out of Carolina. We haven't talked about this. Carolina is trying to trade McCaffrey. They're trying to trade this guy. Number one pick in fantasy this year in a lot of leagues. A lot. Him or Jonathan, back and forth. But long story short, I like Dante Foreman, I think, is going to be the leading running back when he leaves. So if you want to pick up Dante Foreman and stash him, because I think McCaffrey could be traded. I really think he's going to be traded this year. I think Carolina is going to just redo their roster. They'll trade McCaffrey for some first-round picks, and Foreman's going to be their starting running back. So I suggest you, if you have a big bench, pick up Foreman immediately. Some more ideas. Deion Jackson of Indianapolis. If he's healthy, he got hurt last game. He plays for the Colts. Jonathan Taylor's been hurt, so is Hines. So, Johnson came in and played great. He was a top 5 running back last week in points. I just don't know his health. I don't know if Jonathan Taylor's back. A lot of question marks, but not a bad pickup. If you have room in your roster for him, I like him a lot. Some more guys I like. I wrote down. I'm trying to read my writing, but Kareem Williams. This is a stash. Kareem Williams of the LA Rams. He's a running back. I feel, with Cam Akers is gone. He's not ever going to play again in the Rams uniform. He's done. Kareem Williams has been hurt. He's coming back. And this guy can run. And I feel he could be the starting running back for the Rams. So another great pickup by Ross the Boss. If you have room, pick this guy up. He's 97% of the leagues. He's open. Go get him. Wide receivers time. We're almost done. Wan'Dale Robinson with the Giants. I like him a lot. I feel that Tony is. He hasn't played. He's like faking these injuries. I don't know what the problem is. The Giants, if I went, why is he playing? But Wan'Dale Robinson, I love this guy. Pick him up immediately. Alec Pierce, University of Cincinnati rookie. I love him for the Colts. He's been getting a lot of usage every week. He's getting more usage. I love Alec Pierce. Pick up Alec Pierce. He had a touchdown last week, and he's getting targets. And, there's the reason why you don't pick him up. Randy Miller, we have a question. Randy, how you doing, bro? Should I trade Tua in London, Drake London of the Atlanta Falcons, the rookie from USC, for Rondale Moore and Melvin Gordon? Yeah, you should trade. Wait, should I trade Tua in London for Rondale Moore? No. See, Melvin Gordon, I don't like that trade at all. I think he can do better. I would not trade. I like London better than Moore. And Melvin Gordon's value has gone down tremendously. I don't know if he's going to be the starting running back anymore. Murray's going to be the running back in Denver. Gordon was benched. Don't do that trade. Keep Tua, keep London. You can do better. Wait till this week's over and see what Tua does. If Tua has a huge game, you can actually do a lot better. So, no. Gordon's value is zero. Zero in my book. Talking about Alec Pierce, pick him up. Cardinals, I talked about Rondale Moore already and Robbie Anderson. Pick those two guys up. I don't know what kind of usage Robbie Anderson will have. I have no idea. He had some huge years in Carolina. We'll see what happens. I also like Michael Gallup for the Dallas Cowboys. With Dak coming back, I feel that Dak will use Gallup a lot more than Cooper Rush did. So I like that pickup a lot. Chase Claypool, I feel, is going to pick it up a little bit. He had a good game last week, had a touchdown. I feel he's going to just get better and better where the weeks go on. Tight ends, we talked about this. Another tight end I like because Bratton of the Tampa Bay Bucs is hurt. He was taken out in a stretcher. Is Cade Otton of the Bucs. He's actually like not owned in 94% of the leagues. I mean, and he's a rookie. And supposedly Brady likes him a lot. So we'll see what happens there. Robert Tonyan and I talked about. Daniel Bellinger for the Giants. They're playing Jacksonville. He's been getting a lot of usage. He's not a bad pickup. Another good pickup at the tight end position. And then let's end with streamers for defenses. Well, my defense, Minnesota's not playing this week. I need a defense. The Eagles aren't playing this week. I need a defense. The Jets are playing at Denver. I like that. The Jets are probably available in your league, I imagine. The Dolphins are playing at home against Pittsburgh, and the Bengals are playing at home against Atlanta. And I'll give you one more if you guys are bored, is the Raiders are at home against Houston. I think they'll be a good pickup too. I think they had the week off. I think they're ready to rock and roll. So those are my waiver wire pickups for the week. And let's talk about games for next week that I like. Again, these are some games that I like. As you know, I have a show on Fireside, and last week I was 12. What was I? I was thinking I was like 12-5 against the spread last week. I was picking everything. I mean, I just couldn't lose. The Giants are +3 against the Jaguars. The Jaguars lost 3 in a row, and the Giants are 5-1. So I'm trying to figure out why are the Giants underdogs against the Jackson? It's at Jacksonville. I get it. I just don't feel the Giants get any respect. So I'm taking the Giants. I'll take the 3 points, and I'll be a winner. So there you go. Another game I like, Green Bay is in Washington. Washington's +5.5. I'll take the 5.5. I'll take Washington. I think Green Bay is in disarray. If they win the game, it'd be a field goal game, so I still cash out. I'm taking the Commanders or Commodores, whatever you want to call it. But that's what Ross the Boss does. If you guys want to ask me questions, go ahead. Tell me who you like this week. Tell me who you're starting this week. Tell me if you have any questions about who you should start this week on your team. I always get it right. I never get it wrong. Atlanta is in Cincinnati. Atlanta is the only team in football that's covered every week against the spread. They're like 6-0 against the spread. It's unbelievable. But I will give you the 6 points. I'll take the Bengals. I feel the streak's coming to an end. I think Burrow's going to win the game by at least a touchdown and an extra point. So I think the Bengals will cover. I don't think Atlanta can hold their own in Cincinnati in the jungle with Ross the Boss there. So let's go Bengals. And the last game I want to tell you about is Pittsburgh is in Miami. Pittsburgh had that big win at home against Tampa Bay. Huge win. Huge. I mean, I'm giving them credit. I mean, on paper, they should have lost. But Tomlin is a great coach. I will take Miami -7. I feel Miami is going to be the team you saw in the week 1 or 2 or 3. They're going to have an unbelievable week. So these are my picks for the week. Let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts. You can always email me, whatever you guys want to do. But if you guys have any more questions on fantasy talk, I can talk about your dynasty team. I can talk about who you should pick up in waiver, who you should waive. The hardest part about fantasy football is who I should waive every week. I mean, that's the problem I have. I want to pick these guys up, but I have a short bench. There's like most of my teams, I have like four guys I can on my bench, and I got to get rid of somebody. And it's like, it's horrible. I mean, it's really tough. I mean, I don't know who to give up half the time. And half the time I'm giving out guys I like Tyler Boyd. I had a waive. I had a waive before, not because I don't like him, just because I don't have room for him. So let me know if you have questions about that. I'm Ross the Boss. I'm out of here. I will see you guys next week. If you guys have any questions or any comments, please leave them. And I will talk to you next week. Thanks for watching.